Hey guys, Sean McHalo bro here. So guys, summer's over and next month is October, which means we are about to get what I think is one of the most important Halo game reveals in the history of Halo. It's been almost 25 years now, which is like insane. I can't believe next year's 25 years of Halo. Halo has officially been scuffed for far longer than it was good. And yet here we are. We're still holding on. We're still holding on. We can't give it up. Like, that's how legendary the original trilogy was for so many people. Like OG longtime fans that were there for CE 2 and 3 in particular. This franchise is still like just barely holding on and coasting on that like original nostalgia. Anyway, I really do think this is going to be one of the most important reveals in Halo history. Just in case you didn't know, I can't imagine somebody would be watching this and like wouldn't be aware, but next month, 343,
Halo Studios,
set at the Halo World Championship, which is going to be the final one for Halo Infinite. I believe it's October 24th or 26th. They are going to be announcing something. Now, we don't know for sure at all. You know, what is for sure at all? This is the dumbest phrasing ever. We don't know what they're going to show. So I wanted to talk about that in this video. I want to talk about the stuff that I'm mainly looking for, what I really want to analyze and see in this reveal. What are some possible things they could show, and what I think is probably the most likely thing they're going to show. I think this is going to be one of, not the most important, but one of the most important Halo reveals ever because of the current state of the franchise and the whole history. So I think a lot of people right now, a lot of longtime Halo fans, you probably feel like me. You're probably kind of like tuned out. That's why I haven't really uploaded. I think it's been almost a month. This is probably the longest I'll go between uploads. Like I said, I'm back, but I'm taking it easy. I'm treating this as more of a hobby channel so I can keep it going long term. I have a tendency, like if I go crazy on something, I can get burnt out. So I don't want to get burnt out on this channel. So I'm going to upload at a relatively slow pace like I have been. Also, like I said, there's been nothing going on. I think a lot of you guys are tuned out. I'm tuned out. I'm like, what's going on? Once in a while, I try to play Halo Infinite. It's all right. The thing I don't like about Halo Infinite, even in its current state, is it doesn't have a more chill and relaxing game mode. I'm the type of player, I like to play like rank, like I like to play sweaty Halo. But at some point, I get a little like bored of that. It's like a little overwhelming, and I need like a more chill mode. Even in Halo 5, when I started to feel that, I'm like, all right, I needed something a little more casual. I would hop over to Warzone, and that would scratch that itch for me. And then when I got bored of Warzone, I'd just jump right back into rank. So I like going back and forth. I've been that way all the way back since Halo 2. I would play, try to get my rank higher, play Team Slayer, whatever. And then when it got a little too sweaty, I would go over to Big Team Battle, and that was casual. Halo Infinite just doesn't have that. Like when I play the larger game modes in Halo Infinite, every weapon is like esports focused. It's such like there's such lasers, like you can't do anything like chill. What I loved about Halo 2 and Halo 3 were you could go into Big Team Battle and you could just be like, I don't care about my KD. I'm just going to be like an objective bro or like a troll, or I just want to drive around. Like you could just do like more passive role-based like fun stuff, like just be an objective person, be like, my entire purpose, I'm just going to go and try to get the flag and jump it out of the base, get out of the base and try to leapfrog it. Or maybe I just want to drive around. That's all I want to do. I just want to drive people around. Obviously in Halo Infinite, you can kind of be a driver, but overall, because of the outline system and how fast you get killed, the time to kill is so damn fast, you can't really like do that. Like if you make it your sole mission in Halo Infinite multiplayer, like Big Team Battle, you're like, I just want to get the flag. Like all I want to do is run and get the flag. Obviously you can do it, it's just not as satisfying. It's like it's a challenge just to get to the base, and it's not a fun challenge because you can't hide. The outlines give you away. So anyway, Halo Infinite, it just doesn't really scratch the Halo itch for me. It's not that great for me personally. It's like a partial itch scratch. So overall, I've been pretty tuned out of Halo. And I'm assuming a lot of you guys feel the same way. That's just my assumption. I'm assuming a lot of you listening, you're probably pretty tuned out on Halo. And like when you look at the player base, like what is Infinite ranked on Xbox most played? What are the Steam numbers? I know people are like, the Steam numbers, why do you care so much about the player counts? Like, dude, it matters. It obviously matters. Maybe sometimes too much emphasis is placed on player counts, but you can't say it doesn't matter. And the reality is that just for a modern era game, like the Halo Infinite is not popping like at all. Just like Not at all. Most Halo fans are not playing Halo Infinite. They're just lurking in the shadows waiting for the next thing. So when you combine that with, this is the first, like, Halo game, that's going to be put out by
Halo Studios.
343, this post like rebrand after the studio was gutted. This is the first Halo game, or games, because they're saying they're making multiple games. There's multiple projects in dev, so we can say games actually. So these are going to be the first Halo games made after like significant intervention by Microsoft. Even though 343 is Microsoft, it's like you got to repeat this constantly. People will make excuses for Halo Studios. I'm like, well, it's not their fault. It's Microsoft's fault, bro. It's not like an independent game studio that just came up from the ground and like got bought. This is a 100% Microsoft studio. It's just an organization, an entity that is within Microsoft. It is indistinguishable from Microsoft. So Microsoft intervened in Halo. Microsoft intervened on Microsoft. They investigated themselves and found they did nothing wrong. But yeah, I think a lot of fans are jaded and are tuned out. And now we have the first big reveal from Halo Studios. So it's like, if this reveal is not good, if people aren't impressed, I feel like people are kind of done with giving Halo like second chance. It's like, it's not even a second chance, a third or fourth, it's like a fifth chance, something like that. So it's really important for next month to go well. If next month does not go well, that is a disaster for the Halo franchise. I think one of the worst things that can happen is that your fans become apathetic. And I think this is the first time in the history of the franchise where the bulk of the fan base, obviously people who are still like super tuned in playing Halo Infinite and they like Halo Infinite, this all sounds like alien language to them, right? Like, what do you mean? Everything Halo Studios does is amazing. Like, Halo's in a great state. You guys just don't understand how good Halo Infinite is. Obviously, those people are not going to understand. But I think the majority of the fan base is like jaded and apathetic. And that's like the worst thing. It's like when Halo Infinite was revealed for the first time, the campaign footage, and, you know, we got Craig and everybody hated on the graphics. That was not an apathetic fan base. Like, Halo fans were ravenous. And the discussion about that reveal was huge, very passionate, you know, energized, huge. And it didn't go away. It just lit a fire under people. You know, they're like, oh my God, like they're just so engaged and interested. It's like, here we go. We got a new Halo game coming out. We want it to be good. The last thing it was apathetic. But you could imagine like next month, if they showed something that was on a similar level, like that was just like disappointing to a lot of people, I'm not 100% sure we would see anywhere near the level of passion that we saw with the Halo Infinite campaign reveal. Obviously, it would be like a huge discussion and it would really get people fired up. But you know what you didn't see after Halo Infinite campaign was revealed? You didn't see people saying, oh my God, you know what? I'm done with this franchise. Like, this just looks trash. I don't want to play this. This is so disappointing. Like, I've had enough. I'm done. You didn't really like see that at all. You're like, no, they need to fix the graphics. Like, come on, this has to be good. If you ran that back right now, I think you would see a lot of people like, all right, I'm out. This is like the final straw. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen next month. I'm saying if it happened next month, it would, you know, it would be bad. And that's why I think this reveal is one of the most important ones. It's like, there's no margin for error. It has to be good. It just has to be good. If people are left like very disappointed, I think Microsoft and 343 are just out of like goodwill, you know? I think it's just at that point, I think people would just like not care. We'll talk about it more in a second, but it's like, if they showed off the CE remake and it was like garbage, they're like, oh, we're totally reimagining the story. Like if it was like the Halo TV show, I seriously doubt they'd be dumb enough to do that. But imagine like the CE remake, they're like, well, we wanted to take it in a new direction and we wanted to use the TV show as like the blueprint for this reimagining. Like people they would definitely lose their minds, but they'd also be like, I'm out, I'm done. I don't even care. You know what? I'm done with this franchise. So I don't know. I think you'll agree with me. I think this is like one of the most important reveals in Halo history. I really do, because especially like if these next games don't go well and they're not a success, or at least like, you know, just generally positively received and popular, it's hard to see how Microsoft doesn't just pull the plug on Halo, you know? So in theory, if these games are not like solid at minimum, I would think they would be the last Halo games ever. Like I would think they would be the last Halo games ever. All right, so the three things we're going to talk about. What will they show? Okay, let's talk about what we could possibly see next month. Then I'll just try to make a prediction. I'll say what I think is the most likely thing we're gonna get. And then for the end, I really want to talk about the things I'm mainly looking for. As somebody who's like very tuned out, I'm not on Hopium anymore. These are the things that I really want to see. And speaking of Hopium, to be clear, the number one thing I want to see next month, like ideally what I would like to see is anything that could give me some Hopium of any kind. Like anything that could make me think that this franchise has a legitimate chance of finally turning the corner and putting out games where the majority of the Halo fan base is satisfied and happy and the player base is healthy, right? It doesn't need to be a top 10 on Xbox. I'm talking just Halo fans in general are satisfied. You're never going to satisfy everyone 100%, but at least the majority. And again, if you think Halo Infinite is a great game, you love it, that's fine. That's your opinion. But you have to accept the fact that the majority of the Halo fan base was left disappointed, okay, and unsatisfied with Halo Infinite. Even to this day, even with like the state that it's in now, most Halo fans are still not happy with the game. It left a bad taste in their mouth. And so for next month, that's I feel like I'm setting the standard so low, but just again, something that the majority of fans would like. All right, so what could they show? Although I'm not making like constant newsy Halo videos anymore, because why? I still pay attention to everything. So based on everything I've seen, these are the possible things we could get next month. So first is the Combat Evolve remake. I would put the odds of us getting a reveal of some kind for the Combat Evolve remake at almost 100%. Like, it just has to be the main thing they're gonna show off. The rumors strongly suggest it's gonna be, and I mean, I've had people tell me too, sources I trust, it should be a campaign-only game. So that should be, of all the projects they're working on, that should be the easiest one to develop, the fastest one to develop. And apparently the plan is for the CE remake to kind of prove Halo in Unreal Engine. So that should be the next game that comes out, the next Halo game. And so I'd be shocked if that's not like the main thing that is shown. So I think we can expect to see some kind of reveal for that. So the only question is anything else going to be revealed in any real form, and like what type of reveal? So the only other two things we could get other than a Combat Evolved remake reveal would be Halo 7, so the true sequel to Halo Infinite, or this like alleged multiplayer only game that Certain Affinity is apparently making. I see a lot of people in the rumor mill saying that there could be this multiplayer only title. All I can say is I haven't heard anything about that, and if they were doing that, I feel like I would know. Overall, I've heard that their main focus is the CE remake and Halo 7. I did hear from one person that there could be a multiplayer only title, but one source for me is just like not enough. Like when I told you guys, I was literally the first person on the internet to tell you guys about the Unreal Engine, the Halo was going to Unreal Engine. I had like 3 sources for that. 3 independent separate sources. So I knew that was on a lock. I usually want to have at least 2 sources. Like I feel like at least 2 sources, 2 solid pieces of, you know, confirmation is good. So a multiplayer only title, I don't count just like hearsay that people just say online, okay? I'm talking about like secret confidential sources that you don't like, you know, you don't even know who they are. I haven't heard from any of them about this alleged multiplayer only title. If there is like a multiplayer only title out there somewhere, it's probably Battle Royale. That's what I heard. But that would mean that they're making a Combat Evolved campaign remake, okay? They're making a Halo 7 and they're making a multiplayer only title. 3 projects? I mean, it's possible, but that seems like a lot. That seems like a lot to me that Microsoft, after gutting this studio and seeing what happened with Halo Infinite, that they would be like, oh yeah, you guys, yeah, just make 3 more games actually. You know, I know you guys scuffed up Halo Infinite and took like 5 years just to add all the stuff into it. 4 years, I know, I'm exaggerating. But many years to just get get the game to a state it really should have been at launch. You guys could definitely handle 3 more games. Like, let's give you 3 more games on a whole new engine. Like, damn, bro, that sounds insane. Well, I don't know. Could be possible. People seem to think that because Certain Affinity was working on Tatanka, the Battle Royale, the theory is, oh, okay, so they just ported that over to Unreal Engine. I guess, I mean, I guess that's possible. The thing is that the progress on Tatanka, like, before they killed it, it wasn't really even close to being shipped. Like, that's that's why it got killed. Like, if the Tatanka was supposed to be Battle Royale in Halo Infinite, right? I think it was like barely halfway done from what I heard. And it like barely worked. If it wasn't that far away, they would have just finished it and shipped it, okay? So the idea that like they were just like struggling with this thing and then they're like, oh, let's switch to Unreal Engine and why don't you guys just copy paste over this? I don't know. This just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't even know if that's technically possible. But yeah, other than the CE remake, I guess there could be this alleged multiplayer only title in Halo 7. Now, if they actually reveal Halo 7, it would make sense to me that they would confirm that there's a sequel to Halo Infinite coming, okay? I would be surprised if it's anything more than just a name. It might just be like a name. Like literally like a 10-second trailer or something that just reveals a name. Like I can't imagine we will get anything like real of substance on that. Same thing with this like alleged multiplayer only title. Assuming it's real. Like if it's real, I would think it's farther along than Halo 7. Like that would make sense. But the thing is like there's been basically no leaks whatsoever on it. I would have expected to hear at least a little something. At least like, oh, it's gonna be a battle royale, or oh, it's just like classic Halo. Like there has been literally nothing at all revealed on this, and there hasn't been a lot of leaks in general for Halo, but I would have expected to hear at least something. And also no one I've talked to knows about it, right? Like I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's coming. All these rumors seem to stem from all this like API stuff that people do. People like to look in the API and see stuff. But the truth is that that stuff has never been like fully reliable at all. It really could just be anything. If you didn't know about those rumors, it's like people have seen possible Halo games pop up in the API. And so they speculate that it could be, you know, this multiplayer only title because that's how people found out about the Battle Royale. Tatanka, they could see that in the API. So I guess, you know, it could be something, but it could also just be a test game, you know, like it could just be like a test project. It might not actually be a game that's coming out. It could just be a test thing for Halo 7, right? Like they could just be testing out builds for Halo 7 multiplayer. It's the same way as Tatanka was. All they knew is that they were testing this build that included Tatanka. Like, you didn't know any of the details about it. So, I don't know. We shall see. But that's what they could possibly show. I think we should expect to see a remake. And then maybe just a soft confirmation of, like, a Halo 7 and or a multiplayer-only title. And that's about it. That's what they could show. Now, what do I think is the most likely thing we're gonna get? I think we're gonna get a little glimmer of hope. I think we will. I'm assuming they understand that that's what Halo fans need right now. Like, that's what I'm assuming. So I think whatever they show, it will be a glimmer of hope. But I do think whatever we are expecting to get, so it's like, okay, we know we're gonna get the CE remake, right? Like, I would put that at almost 100%. It's like, what do you imagine in your mind that they will reveal? It's like maybe like a 10-minute like gameplay trailer, and maybe they'll like talk about it a lot, and they'll show like footage, you know, overview footage, and talk about the weapons, and give us like a good meaty like reveal of it. Like that's what I kind of think would be like the minimum. But if I'm trying to like be objective, I think whatever we get is going to be disappointing. I think it's gonna be, in terms of like material, volume of material, I think whatever they reveal, it's going to be way smaller than like everybody is expecting. I could see it being that they just reveal like a little bit. They confirm the CE remake, right? It's like a minute-long trailer, very like vague, like barely shows anything, and then the rest of it they just like very like cryptically and vaguely talk about it for like 5 or 10 minutes, and that's the whole thing. Like that could be the whole thing. And then Halo 7's not is not confirmed, nothing on that. Nothing on the multiplayer only title, alleged from certain offending. Literally nothing but the CE remake. That could happen. The reason I think this is because in that New Dawn trailer they put out last year, also at HCS, in that video, Pierre Hintz seems to very clearly state that they're gonna lean more on the side of not showing stuff than showing stuff. They really don't want to reveal stuff until like it's completely ready, or just they just don't want to reveal a lot. So I think that's what we're gonna get next month. We're just not gonna get that much. We also might not get that much because, like, based off that whole rebrand video they put out last year, they're still trying to get the art style down, and they had to switch to Unreal Engine. I do not think they are as far along in dev as people think. That's my like gut guess. Like, I think it's gonna be hard for them just to get the CE remake out by the end of next year. Like, yes, the studio was gutted, but it's still by and large the same studio. Like, this is the Pierre Hintz was in charge of Halo Infinite multiplayer. He was put in charge of all of Halo Infinite multiplayer in the summer of 2020, right as they delayed the game. They got rid of Chris Lee, and Pierre Hintz was put in charge. Yes, he's in charge of the studio now, but it's like he was calling a lot of the shots back then too, because apparently Bonnie Ross had absolutely nothing to do with dev, which is not hard to believe. So it's like, how does this studio, quote unquote studio, go from being scuffed, then they're gutted, they gotta switch to a new engine, they gotta hire all new people and figure out a new direction for Halo? Like, I don't know, man. It's only been like 2 years. Like, I just don't see it. I don't see how you go from scuffness to like, wow, this studio pumps games out now, really high quality, really fast. Even with Unreal Engine, that's you would be better off betting against that. Tell me I'm wrong. Also, and I'm very much paraphrasing here, but you can go watch his video, and you should walk away thinking the same thing. I watched an update video from Lucid, my man Lucid, and the impression I got from him is that the Halo pros don't seem to think that anything's going to be popping like anytime soon. I believe he was talking about how a lot of Halo pros are going to, go to other games and whatnot. And even he was considering it, even though he says he wants to stay with Halo no matter what. But we know they have the pros test out the new multiplayers, right? Like, we know that. So even if they can't tell us explicitly like what's going on, and they usually don't, sometimes they like slip and they let little things slip. But there's been like no hype from those bros, and one of the #1 players is kind of just like, yeah, I'll literally like, I'll be around, don't worry, I'll always come back to Halo, and I'll always play Halo and whatnot, but yeah, people are looking for seeing what their options are. So if there was some multiplayer title coming next year, would they be saying that, and would they be thinking that? No, they would not. So I don't know. So that's another reason why when I see people saying that there's this like certain affinity multiplayer only title, it's coming out next year, I think it's just cap. It's just cap. The pros are not acting as though there's a new multiplayer game coming. So that's what I think the most likely thing is that we're gonna get. I think we'll get a glimmer of hope, but we're probably going to be disappointed by what we're gonna see. I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong, but I think some people are like, yeah, Sean, I already had low expectations. Okay, whatever your low expectation is, lower it even more. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I expect to get. We could literally get like no footage at all. It could just be like like an image that just says Halo CE remake coming next year. Like that. We might not even get a release date. Like, they could just be like, it could be a panel. It could be no content. It could just be them like, yep. It could just be a bunch of talking heads with just the same thing as the other video with actual with less content. Like, that's possible. I think it'll be, I hope it'll be more. I guess I hope it'll be more. I'm just saying it could be just talking heads, and they're just talking all about the CE remake and how there's so much energy in the studio. We're so excited and we can't wait to show you. Like, that's what it could be. It could be like a 8-minute just talking head video, documentary style, and we'll have to just like look at the computers in the background to like see anything. It'll just be like desperate for any little crumbs. Like, that's what it could mostly be. It's possible. Okay, let's end on the things I'm mainly looking for, okay? As a super long-term OG fan, okay, who is like finally getting to the point where I'm like, okay, you guys are about to lose me. Finally. If these next games aren't good, I'll be out. I'll be honest, I'll be done. I'll be done with Halo. I'll finally fully move on. So, you know, as that, also as, look, this channel is not as big as it used to be, but I care about talking to you guys. I love talking Halo with you guys. So, as someone who loves to analyze Halo and just talking to a microphone about it, like, what am I looking for, you know? Because I'll be honest, no, I do not want to invest a ton of energy like I did into Halo Infinite again into another Halo game. No, I do not. I enjoy making content for people because, and it's always been my philosophy with videos, I like to make the stuff that I want to watch. I watch the videos back and I generally enjoy all of them. And I honestly don't even love the process of making the videos. I like the finished product. I like to see the video that I envisioned, and it's always a video that I want. So right now, I would love a Halo, because I look at other people's Halo content. Nobody has put out a video going into depth and speculating about what we're going to get next month, right? So that's why I made this video. That's it. It's that simple. If you're wondering like how I make videos, that's it. I was just like, oh, this video doesn't exist. I want it. So I'm making it for you and for me. I want to talk about it. But you see, I have that. That's my process and my energy. If the next games are not good, or if I see some warning signs where I'm like, no, this is going to be Halo Infinite all over again, and it's not going to be good, then no, then what are the Halo videos that I want to see? None. So I won't want to make any. So I am, as a content creator, both as a fan and a content creator, I'm really paying attention. All right, so here's what I want to see. So I'm going to mainly talk about Combat Evolved Remake, because I think that's the only thing that we can reasonably expect to see next month, okay? So here's what I want to see for the C remake. I really want to see it return to Halo's roots, okay? Like, I want a Halo game. I want it to respect the source material as much as possible, if not like fully. I don't like this remake. It should not attempt to do anything other than serve long-term fans. I do not want a T for teen, watered down, reimagined, stupid CE remake. I do not want that. You're not going to get the Fortnite and Roblox kids. Stop trying. Why was Halo Infinite made free to play and T for teen? Okay? It's because they tried to get the broader audience. They explicitly told us this. This CE remake better not try to get the broader audience. Stop it. It needs to triple down on what Halo is. The CE remake, and I already made a video on this, but it needs to go deeper than what Bungie did, okay? They should do everything that Bungie couldn't do because of the tech specifically back then. It should be even more of a horror game than the original. It should have more adult content, right? It should be gorier. It should be MMM all day. Listen, the world in 2025 is more degenerate and brain rotted than we could have ever imagined it would be in 2001, okay? So there should be no excuse. This game should not be sterile. The characters should be saying the craziest shit you've ever heard. It should be super crude and adult language insane. It should be gory as shit, okay? The flood should be we should see the scariest, most grotesque flood ever. It needs to be like nightmare fuel. People need to be like, yo, what the hell? Okay? That's what this game should be. That is Halo's roots. I don't want to see like this like if they cartoonify it in any way, like soften it up, like, oh, it's just like Master Chief is just like this fun, lighthearted adventure. No, we're on a ring with the most ruthless enemies and aliens that humanity has ever encountered, and the only way to fight them is a juiced up super soldier that was kidnapped as a kid, right? And turned into a psychotic killing machine. That's what an emotionless psychotic killing machine. That is Halo. That's what this game needs to be. It needs to be something where OG Halo fans are like, oh, bro, this is even, dare I say it, this is even more than the original. That's what I want to see. I want to see them bring Halo to PlayStation. It's finally time. Let's do it. Console wars are over. You know, it's the only way to get a larger player base on Halo and also letting Halo remain. You know, they want more players. Just put on PlayStation, okay? You don't need to get the Fortnite and Roblox kids. Just put on PlayStation. Triple down on Halo fans. It'll do great. Next thing I want to see is some kind of evidence that Unreal Engine is actually speeding up and improving dev. Like, you know, show us something here. I'm very glad they changed the engine and got rid of slip space. But at the same time, it's like, let's see what's going on, because ultimately, if they're not pumping out games faster than they were in the past, then it's like, what's the point? And it's not just the speed, it's the quality too. We want to see improved quality and improved dev time. So overall, that's what I want to see. I want to see a very Halo CE remake. Respect the original game. Keep the story intact. If they want to add more, it can come from the Flood, the book. That's okay. Gameplay should be mostly the same. We don't need a whole bunch of modern movement mechanics and all that crap. It should be mostly the same. That's what I want to see. Now, here's my warning signs, okay? It's kind of the opposite of what I just said, but any type of like reimagining, if there's any type of reimagining or trying to reinvent the wheel, oh my God, it will be a disaster. That is not what I want to see. I don't want to hear, oh, well, we thought this part of the story just didn't fit in modern. Oh my God, no. That'll be the end. How could they not have learned from the TV show? It needs to respect the source material. Any little whisper that they want to reimagine stuff, no. And in the same vein, any reinventing of the wheel, if they're trying to rethink how to do it, like totally changing up missions or like the flow of the gameplay, I don't know. It's hard for me to think of an exact example, but it's like, just give us a linear, like just do it should just be mostly an awesome linear campaign. Just make it longer, if anything. But don't reinvent the wheel. You already have a solid game. You have a classic game that, a lot of people consider a masterpiece. So just remake it. Don't try to make some new thing. Another thing is too much focus on the graphics over the gameplay. And that's a warning sign, by the way, that I've seen. I saw on LinkedIn, some of the employees were talking about how they want to hire someone to really, push the graphics to the max. It'll be a disaster if this game does not run right, okay? But more than that, the gameplay matters more than the graphics. Of course, I want the graphics to be awesome. I'm just saying there should be more emphasis on the gameplay. Like, the main thing can't be, oh, we made it look awesome. We remade it and we made it look awesome. Haha. You got to do more than that. You just got to give us more. Otherwise, what's the point? I think it would be fantastic if they include stuff from the book. Like, that'd be perfect. That would justify a remake. And another warning sign, it really needs to just be a paid game with no monetization. Like, why would there be like a store or anything? Like, it should just be a paid game. If they want to have stuff you can unlock in there, fine, that's okay. But everything should just be included. It doesn't need a store, it doesn't need any of that crap. So yeah, I mean, basically a warning sign to me is anything other than a faithful remake that respects the original material and goes deeper into it and enhances it. No reimagining, no reinventing the wheel. Now, if they happen to show off like a Halo 7 or this multiplayer only title, here's some things that I really want to see. So first of all, I would like to see some kind of acknowledgement of their past failings, of how they screwed up on Halo Infinite, like a real understanding of what went wrong, I want to see them acknowledge what the majority of the fans did not like about Halo Infinite and why there was so much backlash and how they're not going to repeat those same mistakes. If they can't vocalize that and explain that, then what confidence do we have that they're not going to make the same mistakes again? So I'd really like to see that. Same thing as with the CE remake. I want to see that Unreal Engine is speeding up and improving dev on these new games. Like, a big problem with Halo Infinite, they claim, was that it was hard to make content. And some past devs too said even the post-launch content for Halo 5 was like a huge struggle. So I want to see that Unreal Engine is actually, assisting them in making the content faster, because if they're going to go live service with the multiplayer for, a Halo 7 or whatever this multiplayer title is, you got to be able to keep up with modern games. So, it just has to be done. And, the reason I want to see that Unreal Engine is helping is because obviously there are some issues with Unreal Engine in terms of optimization, but there's many games that are able to keep up their live service and they are based on Unreal Engine. So if Halo Studios, if 343 is still struggling with the dev, then we know, okay, well, we've automatically ruled out the engine here. It's not the engine in this case. It's got to be the management. It's got to be the structure of the management in the actual studio. And so, I would like for that not to be the case. But the thing is I think it was fair to blame a lot of Halo Infinite's issues on Slipspace engine, but this time around you can't blame everything on the engine. It'll just be totally the devs. So if there's no signs of speeding up and improving dev, that's a problem, man, because it means a new game is going to take forever to come out. We could be looking at 2028, 2029. So also with a Halo 7 and a multiplayer only title, I will also just same thing with CE Remake. I don't want any reinventing the wheel. Now, Halo Infinite multiplayer is pretty low on my list for Halo multiplayers. My main issue with it is the time to kill. I think it's just too fast paced. I think Halo is more of like a thinker shooter, more of a chess-based shooter. Still requires a lot of skill, but I think the infinite time to kill is just way too fast. Like, it's faster, practically faster than Call of Duty. It's just so fast. And that just defeats the fun of it. I always liked Halo better than Call of Duty because it wasn't just like this one-tap game. But if you've actually played some of the COD, like I have not played in depth, but with the armor and that you can get, you know, you add those armor plates, you give yourself a little more health, especially in the battle royales. It feels like the time to kill is longer in a lot of engagements than in Halo. So it's like, what the hell happened? But despite all that, I still think the best thing for them to do, because a lot of people like infinite gameplay, just copy and paste it. It should be copy and pasted in. Improve it though, you know, make it better for a Halo 7, a multiplayer only title. But it should be, by and large, it should be closer to Halo Infinite than anything else. It should feel like they copy and pasted it and just improved it a lot. Because if they have to reinvent the wheel again, it's just that's one of the problems with Halo games, is the gameplay is so inconsistent between all of them. And that's what fractures the fan base. Like, I loved Halo 5, and then Halo 5 multiplayer, specifically, campaign sucked. I loved Halo 5 multiplayer, and so that's part of the reason I don't like Infinite multiplayer, because it's just so much different. But if for this next game, let's say for some reason they went back to Halo 5 multiplayer, right? Now everybody who loved Infinite gameplay is gonna be upset. So it's the constant reinventing of the wheel that screws it up. This is coming from someone who does not like Infinite multiplayer very much. I'm fine with them basically copy pasting it. Like, I would be like, fine, all right, that's better. I'll just have to get used to it then. At least if I know it's consistent, I can get used to it. So if they're reinventing the wheel on these next Halo titles, that's not good, man. That's a huge warning sign for me. Another warning sign is if they actually are working on a multiplayer only title and a Halo 7 and a CE remake, that to me is a disaster. That's too many projects for a studio that has yet to ship a game that everybody just loves on both the campaign and multiplayer side. For them to take on 3 projects, that's insane. That's like somebody who can barely run one business. They keep failing at their one business, and they're like, you know, I'm gonna do 3 businesses. No, they need to just focus on delivering one solid game. They can't handle 3 games. There's no way. I don't believe it. They're all gonna be scuffed. You can't spread yourself that thin. So if they really reveal multiple stuff that's being worked on right now, more than just like a C remake and a Halo 7, oh man, that's a huge red flag for me. And then finally, if they go for that broad audience again, instead of just tripling down on Halo fans, it's just gonna fail again. Ironically, the way you get new fans and grow is you triple down on your most loyal fans, and you really please them. That's what these Souls games have done. That's what Elden Ring did, right? I'm someone who's never played Souls games, and when I played Elden Ring, I played it for less than 2 hours and made a review on it. I didn't like it. It's not my type of game at all. I was like, damn, this sucks. You know what would make me actually want to play Elden Ring? Put in a difficulty slider so I can learn it quicker. I don't want to play a super hard game like that. Like, I don't like that. But it's just me. It's just me. I don't get satisfaction out of beating AI, out of beating the computer. It's not fun for me. If I want to play a game that's difficult and I want to get satisfaction, I'll just go play Halo Infinite Ranked. I'll just go play Fortnite. That's sweaty and hard enough, okay? I get satisfaction out of defeating another sweaty player. That's all I need. I don't get satisfaction. So for me, Elden Ring, it doesn't work for me. When I play an RPG, like a single player game like that, I'm more in like chill mode. Like when I play Elder Scrolls, I turn the difficulty all the way down. I'm just playing casual. That's me. But if you try to appeal to me with Elden Ring, you defeat the entire purpose of the game, right? Because the whole point is that it's difficult and it requires mastery, and you can't just pick it up with no experience and be good at it. That's the whole point. And it's the same thing with Halo. By making it free to play, by not having like the you know, unlocks and having to earn your armor like in the past, everything that people liked about the previous games at Halo Infinite just throughout, you know, being able to customize your character with colors and everything, throwing all that stuff out did not appeal to Halo fans. That was all to try and get the broader audience. And by not tripling down, the broader audience is like, I don't like this. And then the hardcore fans, the existing fan base, don't like it either. Think if Halo Infinite had been a fully paid game. I mean, I guess this is impossible. But imagine if Halo Infinite had been a fully paid game, okay? And literally every single piece of armor and all the armor coatings were all just unlocks. Everything in the game was unlocks. People would have loved it, you know? They would have loved it. And because they would have loved it, the game would have retained a huge player base. And then And then other people who've never played Halo before, they would get into it because they'd be like, oh, wow, why do Halo fans get so excited about the armor and the color? What's the big deal? Oh, shit, I have to play for like a year to like unlock this particular armor, or I have to do this particular sequence of things to get this. Damn, that's hard. Oh, it has value, so I want to play it. See, when you just take everything, you just make it based off of money and like buying a battle pass, you take away the value of it, ironically. And, you know, you put the value on it, oh, it's $5, it's $10. Like, you know, we complain about those prices, but it's relatively cheap, you know? You have cheapened the value of the thing, the only thing that is really worth playing for. And so if I see them do this again and they're going for the broader audience, then that's a huge warning sign, man. These are things that are gonna make me be like, I'm good. I'm good. All right, I just ranted for so long. I think I got all my feelings out about this. Let me know what you guys are thinking about the reveal next month. Obviously, we'll talk about it. I might make some videos here and there. The uploads are probably going to be on the slower side. We'll see. We'll see. You know, this reveal next month is definitely gonna be a huge determining factor of where like I want to go with the channel, right? Because obviously, if it's a huge disappointment, then you know, I might end up fully moving on from Halo. I won't really want to talk about it at all anymore, honestly. So it's kind of like I'm a little bit in limbo here until I can see what we get next month. I certainly would like for the reveal to go well, of course. But yeah, until then, I'm not sure how many uploads there will be. But after I get some clarity next month, then there probably will be more uploads, I would think. But we will definitely talk about the reveal next month regardless, and any other little news that pops up. If anything significant pops up, I'll of course we'll talk about that. And I do have some other content I would like to create, and if I you know, if I feel like it's time to start creating it, I will. But yeah, guys, I hope you had a good summer. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I miss you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.